Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of A Spiritual Remedy. I am Sunshine Day, your spiritual living coach and your sober coach. And what a joy it is to greet you on this Monday morning. Wow, what an amazing I'm calling it amazing only because there's so much happening in our world today, especially if you live in the U.S. and there are lots of things going on, and it does not matter what side of what you find yourself on. I think what's most important is that as recovering people and people in recovery, that we find ourselves taking care of ourselves, and that irrespective of what's happening in the world, what is happening in my world, in my realm, in my body, what's happening there. And the reason that that's so important is because so many of us have opinions and thoughts and ideas about what should be happening out there. But you know how I think about the word should. Should means that you are not dealing with reality. Good morning. Good morning, Dennis. Thank you so much for being with us today. And David and Nancy and Farrell, thank you so much for hanging out. So yeah, like the world and the US and people here in particular, those who identify as a women. Hey, Kayla and Hamid, those who identify as women or on the gender spectrum towards a female, towards woman, they're feeling some kind of way. And everybody, even men and those who identify on that gender perspective are feeling some type of way about the Supreme Court decision. And of course, what I'm here to remind us about is our own self-awareness. Self-awareness is the topic for today. And the reason that that's important is because there's so much that's happening around us, but unless each of us individually and collectively are aware of what is happening right here in this world, in this realm. And I want you to do that for yourself. If you're in a position where you can do that for yourself, this is my world, right? This is my world. And do that. Like, this is my world. In this world, what am I creating in this world? Because this is the world where I do have a say as to where my thinking goes. Because where my thinking goes, my energy flows. And where do I want my energy to flow? To what? What's interesting is that, this weekend, I too was spiritually fed by a dear friend of mine from New Jersey. Shout out to Michelle Wadley and Reverend Alice, Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadley, and Reverend Alice. And I was reminded of something that I already know. So sometimes when I do my show, what I'm doing is reminding you of something you already know, but we need people around us, whether they're paid professionals to remind us or whether they are friends and community that we develop, to remind us of the truth of who we are, and that at every point in time that I am at cause, and that it is my cause that produces the effect, right? I'm not at the mercy of everything else. I can release my power and let the world of effects dictate where my thinking goes and how my energy flows, and then it absolutely impacts my life. But as I become self-aware, as self-awareness becomes something that I practice, it is then where I am empowered to live my best life. And as people who are recovering, and when I say recovering, meaning those of us who are stepping away from the weapons of mass distraction, like the news, like stress, like drugs and alcohol, medications to sleep and all kinds of things, whether it's gambling or sex or debt or under earning, whether it's shopping, these are all weapons of mass distraction. And to the degree in which I begin to become self-aware, I recognize that I too have a part to play in that addiction, in that habit, in that form of thinking. And I know that on a Monday morning, it's kind of early to get it feels like sometimes like the hammer is coming down on you. But who else is going to do this for you, beloved? Who else is going to help you awaken to your greatness if not me? So I don't mean to do it in a way that is hurtful or harmful, but it is done in a way to wake up. Wake up. If you're experiencing anything happening in your body temple, listen to it, because it has a message, direct message as to what it is that you've probably been thinking and entertaining that then causes these discomforts in the body. So whether it's something in your gut, when the masseuse says, well, where do you hold your attention so that they can indeed work out those kinks, right? So yeah, sure enough, yesterday I was sharing that, when I allow my stress to get to me, my shoulders are my earrings, because my shoulders are way up here. And it's not until I get an opportunity to relax and recognize that the things that I've been thinking and entertaining, that the response and reaction in my body is to tense up. And then I have all these, little knots and tension here in my neck and shoulders. But when I begin to relax and trust, and when I begin to actually focus my thinking to one thing, then I'm in control of my thoughts. My thoughts are not in control of me. And that is becoming self-aware. That self-awareness happens when I am in control of my thoughts, and my thoughts are not in control of me. And what has happened is that we have fallen prey to developing a habit of thinking, and a route that we take in our thinking that no longer serves us. We're stuck in belief and behaviors that no longer serve us. What are you stuck in, David and Dennis and Kayla and Nancy and all of you, Hamid out there? What are you stuck in? What beliefs are you stuck in that actually don't serve you anymore, right? Like being stuck in, my good is out there, somebody else is in charge of my good or my happiness. Those are beliefs and behaviors that the moment we become self-aware, the moment we become aware that we've been thinking that or entertaining that, what about some of those childhood thoughts that were implanted in us? It's not our fault that they're there, but we have a responsibility to do some housekeeping and get them out. That you're no good, that you're not going to amount to anything, that if you're queer or if you're an alcoholic or a dope fiend, that you're no good, that you're a second-class citizen, that this or that or the other thing, right? Stuck on in the hamster wheel since I was a kid. Yeah, and that's the thing is that we can become self-aware and be rid of those things. Each of us, through the power of our own we can become unstuck. We can become so unstuck that we actually purposefully begin to direct our ideas and beliefs so that we're living our best life possible. You are not your mother. You are not your father. You are not your grandmother or your teachers or your preachers. That is not who you are. Who you are is you are the unique, unrepeatable, magnificent, powerful way that life shows up as human, as human. And because we have the power to think and actually to control our thinking and direct our thinking, we have now an opportunity and a responsibility to recognize that, yeah, my mom, my dad, my sister, my uncle, my teacher may not be the person that I wanted them to be. But guess what? Who made up the idea of what they're supposed to be? I did. I did because I bought into some stupid idea of this is what it means to be a mother or a father or a grandmother or a good teacher. And guess what? They were not that, but I made that up. And so I take responsibility for creating a list of characteristics, a list of things in which they are supposed to be, but they're not. And so I get to accept that, you know what? I thought this person would have been this, or this, but that's not who they are. They don't possess those characteristics. That is not who they be. And I can take responsibility for creating that idea in my mind and going, wow, here's what I wanted them to be, but that's not who they are. And I can accept that. I'm pissed off about it because I created this like ideal parent, this ideal teacher, this ideal preacher, this ideal world, and the world is not living up to that. So in my self-awareness, in my becoming aware that I myself am the creator of my life, I can now say, wow, poof, I release you from who I thought you were. That's not who you were. And I don't have to be mad about it. I could be, but I don't have to be mad about it. I could just release these people, these politicians, these Supreme Court justices from the idea that I had of who they were and what they were supposed to be doing. Instead, I can now focus and channel that energy into what can I participate in? What can I do? How can I be so that what I do want to have happen has momentum? And I start small. I start right here at home. Not that I start small. I start close to home. I start with my own world, right? Yeah, I didn't think, when I was getting sober that my friend, who my coworker was going to be like, yo, you want to hit on this joint? No, I thought, hey, I'm trying to be clean and sober. Don't offer me that stuff. And I could have resentments because they passed me a joint. But the truth is that they're not who I thought they were going to be. They don't have and possess the characteristics, the qualities, the traits, the wherewithal to be who I made up in my mind that they were supposed to be. Like they were supposed to understand, don't offer me nothing. Even if I told them, right? That's all on me. That's what I created, and they're not living up to what I created, so I can let them off the hook. They're not who I created them to be, but I'm the creator. I'm the creator of that. So now I can relax and kind of go, this is not what I thought it should be. I'm over here getting mad and resentful because they're not who I thought they should be. There goes the should again. I'm shoulding on myself, right? Or who they're supposed to be, who I wanted them to be, who I desired them to be, all of that. So I get to come back here and I get to go, wow, what do I want? What do I want for me? How am I participating in my own self-betrayal? How am I participating in my own recovery? And when I, again, say recovery, I mean leaving alone these weapons of mass distraction that distract me from living my best and ultimate life. And so one of the tools that I'm going to drop on you today to help in that self-awareness is a tool that happens for us and for me actually all the time. And that is just sometimes people call it a mindfulness practice. Sometimes people call it a meditation practice. Sometimes people call it a centering practice, being slow, or for me, the three S's, slow down, be still, be silent. And so let's practice that right now. Let's practice a little bit of that self awareness by slowing down, being still, being silent. So if you're not driving a vehicle or involved in using any heavy machinery, this is an opportunity right now to be able to just kind of slow down for just a few minutes. So the invitation is to breathe normally and naturally. And if you're feeling super comfortable, go ahead and allow your eyes to close. You might even put your hand on your chest or on your gut, or just do some soothing behavior, just something to let you know that you're being gentle with yourself. It could be that way that you maybe wanted a parent to touch you and to hold you, but you get to do it for yourself, right? And as you just allow everything to melt away, just bring your focus and your attention to your breathing. Notice the inhale and notice the exhale. Allow that crease right here in your eyebrows. Allow that to just simply relax. And since you're where you are and there's nobody that can see you, just go ahead and let your face relax. Let your temples relax, your forehead and your scalp and your cheeks and your eyes and your lips. Just have them relax. And just notice how good that feels. And if you're not comfortable with that word relax, just allow yourself to be content in the silence. Be at ease. At ease. What does ease mean for you? And just in that simple being at ease, noticing your inhale and your exhale. Have that be the practice. You might even at this point want to count from 25 backwards to 1. And with each countdown, just allow yourself to fall into a deeper ease. And it's okay if you have dogs barking, cars, people talking around you. It means that you're alive. And now from that place of ease, just open your eyes with that sense of calm, with that sense of ease. The way to our self-awareness is through this particular practice of just becoming a slow, still, silent, and allowing that to just become part of a daily practice. I'm going to invite you to take 5 minutes. That wasn't even 5 minutes. I'm going to invite you to enter this practice on a minimum once a day. So check this out. So once a day, it's going to be best in the morning while you're still in bed. If you want to do it twice a day, the next best time to do it is going to be in the evening, again, in bed before you fall asleep, so that you can take this awareness and consciousness into your sleep state for a good night's rest. And then the third best time of the day is somewhere around noontime, because it gives you an opportunity to take a break and recalibrate yourself. So if you're going to do it once a day, the best time is in the morning in bed. The second best time is in the evening in bed before you go to sleep. The third best time is going to be at noon. If you're experiencing any body aches, headaches, if you're experiencing anything happening in your body temple, it's best to do this, for regular results once a day. But if you want more results, twice a day. And for the most optimum results is going to be 3 times a day. And you start off at first for 5 minutes, just about 5 minutes. This was under 5 minutes. And for increased results, 10 minutes. And for the optimum results, about 15 minutes. And if you add that up, 15 minutes 3 times a day is less than an hour of your waking moments. And what it helps to produce is it helps to produce an at-easement, a calmness, a serenity. It helps to break up some of those thoughts on that hamster wheel that Kayla talked about, right? It gives us an opportunity to recalibrate ourselves and to then direct our thoughts to where we want them to. And it gives the body temple an opportunity to break free from some of that coagulated thought and some of that coagulation that happens. If you're interested in learning more, we're going to be starting some classes in September. We actually have a meditation every Wednesday that's going to happen in the month of July and August at the Vida Spiritual Learning Center in Long Beach, California. If you're interested in starting something like this online, we can totally support you in that if you're not in the area. But if you are in the area, I'm going to invite you to show up in person so that you can begin to really dive deep into creating the life that you crave, creating a life that works for you, creating a way of being that is for your highest and best, and that helps you to leave alone those weapons of mass distraction and helps you to focus on the tools to your greatness. Because who I know you to be is the unique, unrepeatable, magnificent, powerful way that life is showing up. Let's enjoy our lives together. Let's enjoy living. Living is not to be endured. It is to be celebrated. It is to enjoy, to connect, to have all the goodness of life. And so I see a world where people in recovery are living their best life and loving it. And so I'm here to provide the spiritual tools and the loving support for your personal transformation. Call upon me. I would love to be your spiritual living coach and would love to transform with you and walk this path with you. All right, that's it on self-awareness. Until next Monday, know that you are loved and cared for. Bye for now. Celebrate.